What is going on, members of the Shy Guy Squad and MPL fans alike? My name is Dan, otherwise known as Danekii, and welcome to round 1 of playoffs for the Major Pokemon League. We are facing up again against Rogue of Grimsby Grimers, or of the Grimsby Grimers. We had a match against him not too long ago. It will be right over here, which was the meme match that we played in week 12, like 2 weeks ago from now. It went up on the channel from Rogue's perspective with really awesome graphics and stuff, because post-com, and like he had like an awesome background of like Tate and Lysis gym, stuff like that. So that is the match we had then. But this week it's a more serious match. We're in playoffs and we want to of course get as far as we possibly can. So what I've decided to do then is I've analyzed his team. I looked at his team and I decided to prep properly, because I mean, now that I'm in playoffs, I might as well try my best to defend my title, am I right? Or am I right? Because the St. Louis Sableyes are retiring from the Major Pokemon League after this season. And then there's Sun and Moon coming up, and we'll see where we go. But the St. Louis Sableyes are definitely retiring. So, we got Jolteon here, Emboar, Johnny Blaze, we got Steel, Yo Girl, Reggie Steel, Bianca the Latias, Maribel the Clefable, and of course Dat Boy the Greninja. And Rogue has brought Ditto, Jocalis the Megascizor, Helicopter the Hitmontop. I don't remember his nickname for Mamoswine, Umbreon, or Arcanine, but that is what he has brought, and we are going to jump straight into this battle. Of course, we're going to have custom battle music, but you guys are going to be able to hear the Pokemon cries and move effects. So, I'm going to lead off with Raikage. Of course, the first Raikage is here, and in comes, oh snap, the Ditto, which is going to be like, oh snap, I know your moveset, and my reaction is, oh snap, he knows my moveset. And Ditto is a bit tricky to calc for, because you will calc for your own set, but you'll forget to take off an item. And I know this thing is Choice Scarf based on that damage, but I didn't change that in the calc. Like, I just assumed he was my set, and that he got all the stat boosts and stuff. So he's going to switch out now, seeing as I went for the Shadow Ball, and seeing by the damage, he's going to switch into Casanova the Umbreon, as I make it double into my Johnny Blaze the Emboar. So I'm getting it the great switch initiative right here, and he has no switch-ins to this monster. So he's going to go for Protect here, scouting what my Emboar wants to do. Really sorry if you guys can hear that, but I'm just going to go for Superpower because he literally has no switch-ins. I think his best switch-in is Hitmontop, which still takes 50% at -1. Anything else he would have switched in would have taken like a crap ton of damage, but Hitmontop is his best swap, and that is still going to take, like, look at this damage. Emboar going for that Superpower, and kaboom. Look at that 50% just out the window, goodbye. Now I am at -2 though, so I can definitely not stay in on this thing. That's just how it's going to be. So we're going to switch out of here real fast, and yeah, so that's going to be that. We are out of here though. We're going to switch into Bianca, which is my Mega Latias, of course, as he goes for the Toxic. Excellent prediction on my opponent's part. So this Latias is very similar to that one of last week's, where I brought like Calm Mind, HP Fire, Psychic, and Roost. So he can very well capitalize on that by switching into Umbreon. But I am just going to try to get my Mega Evolution off right here and go for the Psychic. Very obvious play, I am very aware of that, but I just want to get my Mega off so I have that extra bulk that is given to me by bringing a Lottie. So I am just going to go for that Psychic right here, right now, as he knows, and he's going to get that free switch into Umbreon to get some extra leftovers recovery after my Latias takes that toxic damage for the second time in a row. Wait, did he not take leftovers recovery? I don't think he's taken any damage. But I'm going to switch into my Maribel right here, my Clefable, which is of course a special attacker this time, and he's going to go for the Wish, trying to get back into his Hitmontop potentially. That is what I am expecting, of course. But he is going to go for the Captivate. Very interesting play on my opponent's part, since he is male and I'm female. So Maribel is going to lose half of its special attack. Well, I'm just going to get my rocks up, because they're going to be a pest and a pain in the ass for my opponent to deal with later on along the line. So he's just going to go for another Wish right here, trying to pass that, since the first Wish never happened. So I'm going to go for a Moonblast right here. We're going to see a lot of the sky, and Umbreon's going to take some, well, pretty pathetic damage actually, because I am -2 special attack, of course. So this Umbreon's going to get the leftovers recovery, and on the next turn, he is just going to withdraw into his helicopter, if I recall correctly. No, he goes into Muttley, which was his Arcanine. That's right, that's right, that's right. Since he now has the rocks up, he can just instantly get back into full health. So he's going to get the Intimidate drop on us, and Maribel is going to switch out. And Maribel is indeed switching out into Johnny Blaze. And since we are at neutral, he has no switch-ins. We've already discussed this. I can easily take out most, if not anything, with a 2 KO from my Emboar. But at this time, I chose to, instead of going for the... did I go for Superpower? Or did I go for Head Smash? I do not remember. But he's going to switch into Ditto. I thought he was switching to Helicopter. That might be a later play. But yeah, I went straight for the Head Smash, and I do connect luckily, so that Emboar's about to, or that Ditto is about to get fucked. Sorry about that. I'm not. I mean, I might try to sense myself. I'm just worried that I know. Like I'm just me. So he's gonna switch out into the Hitmontop right here to get that Intimidate drop on me, plus the fact that he's gonna force me out. So I'm just gonna withdraw my Johnny Blaze right here and switch straight into my Registeel. Pretty interesting swap on my part there. But I guess I was really desperate to try to get up one. But he's going to go for the Rapid Spin, which is of course a very nice play on my opponent's part to get rid of those hazards that Clefable set up earlier. And then he's going to get some leftovers recovery, of course, recovering from the huge superpower that he took earlier from my Emboar. So I'm going to get some lefties as well, so I'm going to be back at full, which means I can take any hit from what this Hitmontop wants to give, including that high jump kick. I can take 2 of those. So I'm just going to go for Thunder Wave right here, slowing this thing here down. And then I think I went for an offensive play right here. Iron Head, maybe? Was that Paraflinch Registeel with dual status? I think I wrote dual status Registeel with Iron Head. So as he switches into Wilbur, no, I brought Flash Cannon because of this thing. Did I go for... I went for Seismic. I had 2 offensive moves and double status. I'm pretty sure that was what my team was. That is what makes the most sense, I do believe. So I have Flash Cannon, but I cannot take an Earthquake. But he decides to make a double here, a very good double into Casanova, expecting me to want to switch in to Latios, but I do just opt to stay in, as the Umbreon is going to sponge up the damage as if it was nothing. And I think I'm pretty safe here based on what I've seen from this thing to just go for a Toxic. I think that's the play I wanted to make, because he's seen Thunder Wave but he has not seen Toxic. So he's just going to go for a Wish here, and I think I land my Toxic, I'm pretty sure I did, to get to wear this thing down. And indeed I do. So I get to pull off the Toxic on this here little bad boy, this little fox, and he's going to try to synchronize that onto me, but since I'm a Steel type, that isn't going to work. He's going to get the leftovers recovery, but the Toxic damage is slowly going to whittle that away. After I get my lefties as well, we're all munching on some leftovers. We had some pizza yesterday, there's some pizza left, and we're all eating on those pizza slices. But Umbreon has gotten a food poisoning from his leftover pizza, so yeah, he's going to get out of here because he's trying to get to the hospital. So, Rogue is going to switch into his Scizor, Jocalix, so I could just go for a Seismic Toss to try to get some damage off. And right here, he is getting the Wish off, which makes my Seismic Toss neutralized. And right here, I'm going to make what I would consider to be a poor play, like it makes sense in the moment. But overall, I mean, most Scizors do this when they come out to play. So he's going to get his Mega Evolution off, and then he is going to U-turn. And what I thought in the moment was he wants to Superpower me, or maybe set up like an SD or something, so I can just Thunder Wave him to slow him down. But in hindsight, that would have been pretty bad anyways, because that means he could have just continuously set up and probably 6-0'd me, or not, yes, no, 5-0'd me since Ditto's gone. But he switched into Helicopter as I went for a Thunder Wave, so that was a really nice play on my opponent's part right there. He kind of got into my head and figured out that I might want to paralyze Mega Scizor instead of allowing it to attack me. So he's going to get some, we're all going to munch on our lefties again. There's going to be a lot of those in this game, but I'm just going to go for another Seismic Toss. Like Registeel has basically done its job. Jesus Christ, poor Hitmontop got grabbed by the ears. Now my opponent is going to go for the high jump kick, and he's luckily going to connect that. Luckily for my opponent, of course. If he would have missed that, I would have felt really, really bad. So I'm just gonna, I think at this turn I swap out because I don't want to take another high jump kick. Excuse me. I had a little bit of a yawn there. I'm starting to get a little bit tired. It's been a long day. But regardless of that, I'm going to swap into Latias here as he's going to withdraw his helicopter and switch right on into his Muttley, which is the Arcanine. Now my rocks are no longer up as we've seen from before. I don't think there's anything major he can do to my Lati, so I am going to go full. I'm going to switch out, in fact, as I don't exactly know what he wants to do, but I'm going to switch out into Johnny Blaze here, who is basically at full. There's nothing he can really do to me. He's going to go for an extreme speed, which is going to do a reasonable chunk, but he is going to switch out his Arcanine right here, and he's going to go into Helicopter, and I think right here, I think I just went for Flare Blitz, because we saw he was no Flash Fire, and I wasn't really afraid of him, but nope, I lied. I went for Superpower, but that's still going to kill this Hitmontop because it is below 50%. So, goodbye, Helicopter. Mbor picks up a second kill of this game. He's such a monster. So, there we have that. And in comes Wilbur, the Mamoswine. And, yeah. And this is where it isn't going to go way too well for my opponent. So I'm ready to sack off Registeel. Registeel has done what it needs to do. He's going to go for the Earth Power. Genning error on my opponent's side. He based it off of the Mamoswine that he brought against me last week. And he gave the Scarf and the Spread, but not the moves that it was supposed to have. He meant to have Earthquake, not Earth Power. So very unfortunate on my opponent's part right there. I felt really bad knowing that he brought the wrong Mamoswine, but we were way too far into the battle to restart it. So I'm bringing my Greninja right here, and I see I have 158, and it triggers me. But it just kind of worked out with my prep. So an Earth Power isn't going to do jack shit to my Greninja. I can follow it up with a Scald, which is easily just going to take out this Mamoswine. So Greninja is going to pick up a KO right there. Mamoswine is down. Jokalisk is going to come in, and I heard that this thing was bulky, so this thing makes me feel even worse because I'm going to go for Hidden Power, and I'm going to get the crit HP Fire on this Scizor, which of course is going to take this thing out because it wasn't even a roll if I didn't get the crit, so very unfortunate right there. I assumed he might be offensive. He's going to go into Casanova though, which is going to be quite the long battle between Scalds and I don't remember Umbreon's offensive move. Pursuit. That's what it was. We have Pursuit versus Scald, and this is going to last for a while until he decides to switch into Arcanine. But I'm not going to speed it up or anything because it's just 4 more turns of the game, so there's no point in just speeding that part up, like that exact point up. So Umbreon is going to continuously take these Scald hits, and he's going to do like 9 damage to me with my Pursuit. I think... No, I wasn't Scarfed. Or I've used Scarfed in the past, but this one isn't that. I think this one was Expert Belt, if I recall correctly, but I'm just going to keep on Scalding, and that is going to bring Casanova into a place where it's going to die to Toxic damage on the next turn. Or he could, of course, Protect, but that would just be delaying the inevitable. He could always stall me out of Scalds, but as long as he's Toxic, he's not going to win that battle. Next turn, he's going to take a lot of damage, so instead he chooses to withdraw his Umbreon right here, and he's going to switch out into Muttley, which is, of course, the Arcanine. Arcanine, I can flat out OHKO, because he's probably physically defensive, and my Greninja Scald is max special attack, well, 248 because I was HP Grass. No, I wasn't HP Grass, I was HP Ice, maybe? I don't remember exactly what hidden power I was, but the Scald is going to flat out OHKO the Arcanine, and I'm just going to reveal Ice Beam right here for the Umbreon, and that is going to be good game to my opponent. So good game to Rogue, definitely. Make sure to show that man some support because he definitely deserves it. Really tough loss on my opponent's part, getting knocked out of playoffs like that, especially when he had such a good run up until playoffs, beating Cypher 5-0, beating Carney or Jolt's co-coach like 2-0, and then in the Mean Bowl he beat me 3-0, and I only made it into playoffs by divisional record since I won one match against all my divisional opponents, and I lost one match to all my divisional opponents. And since Cypher lost twice to, I think it was Jordy, since he took the DNP loss, that means that he is not going to playoffs and I am. So yeah, I mean, so I'm gonna move on right now, and next week we're gonna face off against Blake, the runner-up in last season, where I stopped him 2-0 in the War of Mega Medicham versus Mega Gallade. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button down below. Root for your St. Louis Sableyes for their potential last match next week against Blake, and comment, subscribe, and all that snazzy stuff if you're new. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.